Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, and cotton candy are just a few of the flavors that are available in vapes or e-cigarettes. People all over the world are using vapes as an alternative to smoking traditional cigarettes, but are the benefits and the research really backing up the hype that vaping has received in previous years? Millions of people have been led to believe that vaping is a safer alternative and a more effective approach to quitting smoking. And I'm here to change that belief by telling you how vapes are advertised and who they're advertised towards, as well as the addictiveness compared to traditional cigarettes, and finally the health implications of vaping. I'll use information from the Truth Initiative, the FDA, Linda Carroll's article on Reuters.com, Janet Rauhoff's article, The Dangers of Vaping, and the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health. We'll start with advertising. Smokers are the most obvious group that are advertised towards because they're already in the market for tobacco products. Claims for vaping include helping smokers quit using cigarettes, as well as improve health quickly after switching to vaping. People claim that by using vapes, they help to taper off of cigarettes at a more gradual pace without all of the negative side effects of quitting cold turkey. And as far as the health benefits for switching go, I had a coworker who used to heavily smoke and had many health problems as a result, and her doctors encouraged her to switch to help her quit, and she felt better within a week, and her side effects from smoking were gone very quickly. So they are helpful. Next, we'll talk about teens, which is an argument against the vaping. Teenagers are heavily marketed because of their curiosity and susceptibility to being pulled into things. The FDA estimates that 78% of teen vaping increased between 2017 and 2018. Some of the ways that teens are marketed is by the endless flavors that vapes offer, as well as scholarships that companies are offering to high school and college students. Linda Carroll quotes that researchers discovered 21 vape entities that offered various types of scholarships ranging from $300 to $5,000. Another way that they are marketed is by sponsoring concerts and festivals that teenagers would frequent, because the advertising is all over the place, and so it's easy for teens to see and be curious about. And finally, social media platforms. Every teenager is on some form of social media, which makes them easily accessible for vape companies. And all of that advertising really does pay off, because vaping is a very addictive thing. According to the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, vaping is more addictive than traditional smoking. The mean nicotine dependence level from e-cigarettes is higher than traditional cigarettes, according to the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health. Some reasons for the higher addictiveness includes the higher nicotine concentrations that can be found in vape liquids. You can have 3 milligram, 6 milligram, larger and smaller bottles, and it can really vary and become very addictive quickly. Another reason is that these are easily carried just like a package of cigarettes, and they are more accessible to be used in places that cigarettes are banned, such as patios or indoor venues that a traditional cigarette would not be allowed. And finally, vaping creates a sense of community and really helps people bond with one another. There are conventions for vaping where people can compare their setups, share mods and juices, and it really is a bonding experience for that group. Finally, are they really healthier? Are there really health benefits to be had from vaping versus smoking? E-cigarette users, unfortunately, are still putting themselves at risk while vaping. According to the Dangers of Vaping article, 3,783 calls to poison control were made in 2014 as a result of exposure to juice. Some of the risks that are involved in vaping include lung inflammation and oxidation. The chemicals in the juice cause inflammation in your lung cells, and the free radical prevalence compared to traditional cigarettes causes more permeable membranes in the lungs, making it easier for things to get in. There is also a decrease in the functionality of the bacteria destroying cells in your body, making it easier for you to become sick. My boyfriend is a heavy vapor, as you can tell by me having this, and he gets sick much easier and much worse than I do and other friends who don't vape. So it is not all a positive benefit. And finally, dysfunction in teenage brains. Teenagers' prefrontal cortexes are not fully developed as at their ages, and so when you have nicotine, it produces a release of dopamine, and each time it takes a little more and a little more, and the brain becomes accustomed to these high volumes. And if they ever quit, they're subject to depression and anxiety because of a lack of dopamine release. And this can lead to more erratic and impulsive behavior as an adult, as well as a shortened attention span. So let's run through these points quickly again, because it's a lot. We talked about who is advertised towards with vaping, as well as the addictiveness, and finally, the health concerns surrounding vaping. Whether you smoke traditional cigarettes or vapes, you're still putting yourself at a large health risk. And if you're a current smoker, I urge you to take the steps to stop for your health and to be there for your family. And if you don't smoke but know somebody who does, please encourage them and educate them on why they should be quitting, so that we can help produce healthier individuals in the future.